So, hi, good, whatever the time it is, whatever you're watching this. Hi, I'm Lucy Rose Woods. Please do not. I find it very awkward. This is literally my first actual looking at the camera and saying something. So,
Take 5.
Yeah, take 5. If you're not impressed, just take 5 and come back afterwards. And you know, maybe your mood will be changed by then. So this channel mostly is supposed to be about wildlife, mostly Nigerian wildlife, because there isn't like a huge database. Like if you're looking for information on wildlife in Nigeria, place you're going to look for it is going to be on Wikipedia. I'm starting a series on Nigerian wildlife, so I'll be here about every week as long as I can figure out, if I can get the hang of. You'll be here with the gist, the lowdown, and the description of every wildlife we have in Nigeria, including where they live, where they can be found, and stuff you can do. And I would also link in the description like a blog where you can actually read more if you're interested. If you're truly interested, like blogs where you can read more, places where you can donate to help with the cause that's, to save Nigerian wildlife before we eat all of them. Forgive me, God, but it's true. So, yes. Here we go. Most people should know what a pangolin is about now because of the current situation in the world right now. So, the best way to describe them is they look like armored anteaters. Like, armored in the sense that they look like armored plated animals. They kind of look like if a porcupine decided that, oh, I don't want to have straight hair today, I want to have like flat hair. That makes no sense, but it's kind of the point. Like I don't want to have pointy like okay, let's put it like this. I don't want to have dreads anymore. I want to have flat hair. That's technically what a pangolin scales look like. They are small, adorable, and they are extremely shy. So they actually do live like alone for most of their life. They are very, very solitary, spending most of their food climbing trees, sleeping. Worldwide, there are 8 species. And funny enough, 8 species are then split between 2 continents. So we have 4 species living in Asia, then we have 4 species living in Africa. Now, you can find all 4 of these African species in Nigeria, surprisingly. I honestly thought there were 2 only, but apparently you can find 4. That is the ground pangolin, the tree pangolin, also known as the white-bellied pangolin, the black-bellied pangolin, and then the giant pangolin. They are all very distinct. The black-bellied pangolin is very, very distinct because it looks dark. It's like a dark version of all the other pangolins. The one you would most commonly see in Nigeria, like very, very commonly see in Nigeria, is the white-bellied pangolin, which is the tree pangolin, meaning they're usually found on trees, mostly trees. They live on trees. They eventually come down, or they eat termites, they eat ants, but it's mostly on trees. They live on trees and all that. Then in Asia, there are 4. There's the Indian pangolin, the Chinese, the Sundan, and the Philippine pangolin. I am not going into these 4 because I do not live in Asia. Pangolins have most of their body is covered in scales. Now, these scales make about like 25% of their body weight. Now, it covers almost everywhere except their belly. Their belly is very soft. It's very, very soft. It's fluffy. Well, not really fluffy. It is soft. It's extremely soft. Their belly is extremely soft. Now, they have this pointed snout. That's the way their face is structured. So that's why they're kind of called scaly anteaters, because they have like the same fish like stuff, and they also eat ants. Now, they have very, very short legs. Their legs are not so long. They're about yay. There's no comparison for you for this, so go look on Google and look for a picture. Or I will put a picture inside this video. Or there'll be a picture somewhere in this background. So, they have very short legs, which end in about claws. Now, the claws are not like 3 or 4 like most species, actually like 5, with the middle claw having the longest length. And they use the claws to dig for ants, dig for termites, forage, to look for food up and down. Now, they have a long sticky tongue, which also helps with the foraging. Now, this tongue is extremely long. The tongue literally goes from the mouth all the way down into your chest. Now, to give you a comparison, the human tongue stops literally at the back of your mouth. But their tongue, however, goes all the way down into their chest. So their tongue can be about like half their body length, if not more than their body length. And it's a sticky tongue. So it's amazing how they've adapted to, feed on ants, feed on termites. Their stomach also has what you would call a gizzard. Now, obviously, as you're picking up ants, you're picking up, termites up and down. So the gizzard works in a way that it crushes the ant. Think of you trying to eat an ant, but you don't have the strong stomach acid that you have. You get? Talk less of teeth. They don't. Fun fact, they do not have teeth. They are like one of the only mammals that do not have teeth. Amazing, but they still eat ants. That is what their gizzard kind of does. So it crushes the ants before it now moves into the stomach. Now there's gizzard, there's stomach. Two distinct things. Be clear. Thank you. Most of them are nocturnal, meaning they like to spend most of their time awake. They're awake most of the time in the night, except the one found in Nigeria. And that kind of makes sense because that's how they get caught. The white-bellied pangolin, let me not say the one in Nigeria, the white-bellied pangolin, the one you most commonly see in Nigeria, it's diurnal. So meaning that it's awake during the day. It's very, very active during the day. So instead of like its counterparts, that's the giant pangolin, the ground pangolin, the black-bellied pangolin, who are active at night, the white-bellied pangolin is active during the day. As I mentioned earlier, they are solitary, meaning they only come, they rarely meet each other. You would usually find like one pangolin. You won't find like a group of pangolin or a herd of pangolin. I don't think there's a thing called a herd of pangolin. They don't usually move in groups. They move as solitary animals, kind of like a tiger, except tigers are carnivores. Okay, so now the pangolin would only interact with its fellow species or fellow members of its species when it's mating season. So they only meet to mate. Meet to mate. M-O-M. So they only meet to mate, and that's about once a year. They will meet to mate. The funny thing is that the male would stay with the female instead of the usual thing that some people do. I would give you the child and I would take off into the sunset and live my lone pangolin wildlife. This guy actually stays and helps out. So he stays with the mother, and after they've had like a litter of about 1 to 3 kids, then he stays with her until like the child is independent. The litter, the kid from the mating, is independent, and that takes about a year and a half. Yeah, but the funny thing is that around 3 months they start getting this. They're weaned off. About 3 months they are weaned off of milk, and they start to eat regular food. That's when they can now go out on excursions with mama. So they end up clinging to their mother's back and roaming around with her. So they are literally piggybacked, like how an African mother would piggyback her kid as she's going out to do stuff. That's technically the same way a mother pangolin would do to carry out her kid. Now this kid will reach sexual maturity in 2 years. Please note that despite the fact that they have like 2 or 3 kids, there is poaching, there are people that kill them, there's a bunch of stuff. Not all of them make it to adulthood. So even not all of them make it to sexual maturity to now start proliferating to make more kids. So because the way they react to danger is very, very unique, they curl themselves into a ball. So their head is covered, their belly, they curl their head into their belly. So this is their head just goes like that. They would curl their head into their belly, and the only thing you would see from the outside is just scales, because they're, as I said, covered with scales. So they would curl into the comforting part, like the soft part of their belly, and curl around and into a ball. Now this, let me give a disclaimer here. This thing, the scale, it looks like it's soft. It is not. It hurts, it cuts, it bleeds. It is not a comfortable thing to hold. It will cut you. So you can imagine a lion trying to bite into that. You know how sensitive gums are, really. So the lion will literally think twice before even dreaming of biting into a pangolin. So that's majorly their defense. So you can kind of see that, like, defended against what you would call their natural predators. But human beings have become an unnatural predator. So, fun facts about pangolins. They are the only mammals that have scales. They're able to close their eyes and their noses while they are eating to prevent getting bitten, because you have no idea. Ants bite and they stink a lot. Like, it's ridiculous. They are the most trafficked animal in the world because in Asia, their scales are perceived, or people believe in Asia believe their scales are medicinal. There is no scientific proof on it. They've not done any work on it to say, okay, it is actually medicinal. It's just, traditional medicine. So they're one of the most trafficked animal in the world because of their scales and their meat. It's sad, but it's true. The scales and their meat. The scales because it is, medicinal. Their meat because in some classes in Asia, mostly middle class, because it's expensive. So it's mostly middle class and the high class that are buying pangolin meat. So instead of, buying, I don't know, maybe like a bigger car, like a giant TV, they would buy pangolin meat and they will cook it, and it kind of like works as like a show of status or how much wealth they have. The word pangolin comes from the Malay word Pangolin. I don't know how it is sounded. I'm learning different languages, but I don't speak Malay yet. I'm sorry. It comes from the word Pangolin, which means the one who rolls up. They have really, really bad eyesight. Like, their eyesight is really, really terrible. So what they really rely on is their sense of smell and their hearing. And in the funny other part, those scales that cut and are not funny to touch at all are made of keratin. Yeah, the stuff that makes your fingernails and your hair. The pangolins can be found, almost all 4 pangolin species in African pangolin species can be found in Nigeria. They can be found in Kogi, Kwara, Benue, Niger State, Taraba, Ondo, Ogun, Oyo State. But if you want it in terms of what kind of green area or geographical area you will find it, you can find it where there is lots of tree cover and there's available water and lots and lots of ants colony and termite hills. It can be found, or they can be found in the savanna, rainforest zones, Now in Africa, aside Nigeria, pangolins can be found in Kenya, Angola, Ghana, Uganda, Tanzania. I'm just gonna put it here. Humans. It is what it is. Humans. Because aside human beings picking them off to sell, there's really no threat that they cannot overcome. Really, because the major damage done to them is deforestation and trafficking. People that poach them for their scales, for their meat, traffic them to Asia because of the medicinal purpose that they serve. It's ridiculous, but it is what it is. So the solution really is just look for ways to tell people that you are humans, yes, but you're not the only ones that live on this planet. You are Nigerians. We understand that everywhere is hard. You get, but please consider the fact that it's hard for them too. Not the only you way life hard for. So you should enlighten people. Just educate whoever you can, however you can. I hope you liked it. I hope I could inform you enough. I hope I could, get you interested a bit. So I'm gonna put a link to a blog where you can actually read more information on what I just said. If you're more of a reading type, or you're actually really interested and you want to, read more and help out. So I'll leave links in the description of this video to a blog where you can read more. and read about wildlife. Then I also leave links to various people you can call if you sight a pangolin in the wild and it looks like it's going to get, it's going to get poached or something. Or if you see a pangolin and you're not comfortable where it is, at that point in time, I'll put in the description links for reserves and people who actively work to rescue pangolins. I hope you liked the video. Thank you. Arigatou gozaimasu. Kamsahamnida. Share. I think that's about it. I hope you had fun. Please remember to like and subscribe if you are interested in future videos that will come out. There will be a behind the scenes for this. There was a lot of drama making this video. In other news, thank you and good night. I will see you. It's been Lucy. Most people just call me Lucy instead of Lucy Rose. Makes me southern. I don't know why. Thank you and good night.